Hey people, in this short video I want to talk about pickup heights. There are plenty of other videos on YouTube where you can watch different demonstrations of what your guitar sounds when you adjust your pickup heights. But essentially, most guitars have adjustment screws, and you can take a screwdriver and you can raise your pickup, lower the pickup, or you can even slant it so that one side is higher than the other one. There are factory specs that you can use to set up your Stratocaster, but what I find works the best is if you just use your ears. And for me, what works is, first of all, see this middle pickup? It's down all the way on my guitar. And I'm not the only one who does it this way. Lots of guitarists do it the same exact way. Yngwie Malmsteen, Ritchie Blackmore, even Eric Johnson lower the middle pickup because for many people, it interferes with the picking. I pick sort of here, and I don't experience my pick hitting this pickup the way it is configured right now. So this pickup is all the way down. This pickup is slightly higher, and this pickup is the highest. So depending on how exactly you use your instrument, most people who play Strat don't really use the middle pickup. The only guitarist who really uses the middle pickup is Eric Clapton, and he swears by it. He plays basically the entire show on just his middle pickup. But most people who play Stratocasters just neglect the middle pickup. Ritchie Blackmore, for example, you guys all know this, most likely. He even disconnected the middle pickup. In his signature model, there's a dummy pickup. There's just a cover that looks like a pickup, but there's nothing in there because he doesn't use it. So it's just for aesthetic kind of purposes, it looks wrong if you don't have this middle pickup because we're so used to this kind of iconic shape. So what happens when you lower the pickup? When you lower the pickup, it becomes more snappier. The sustain gets lost, the volume drops, but it gets that cool kind of Stevie Ray Vaughan snap to it. The initial attack is more pronounced. When you raise the pickup, it loses that snap and it just sustains more and also gets louder. When you adjust your pickups, you don't want it to be too high, because if it's too high, it's going to interfere with the string vibrations. There are also lots of videos demonstrating what exactly that sounds like, but basically the magnet pulls on the string and it develops certain artifacts when the string vibrates that is not desirable. So for me, using this configuration, I basically balance the neck pickup and the bridge pickup so that they're relatively the same volume. And also, once I set up my guitar this way, I remember during a rehearsal, I was playing a certain song and like the higher strings were just not loud enough. So I basically took a screwdriver and I raised this side of my bridge pickup slightly, and I've been perfectly happy. Now, the middle pickup that nobody uses, I also find that if you have the difference in heights of your pickups, meaning if you're playing these two pickups together, they have a nicer quack to them if they're not in the same kind of height. And for me, I also like the fact that my middle pickup is like this because it is not as loud, and it's a perfect rhythm sound for me. So I can just take my volume knob and crank it all the way up using my middle pickup, and it matches the same sound of my bridge pickup with the volume rolled off slightly. And here's another thing, I've been saying this in many videos, I use the volume knob for everything. I started doing this a couple years ago, but I control how my guitar sounds with my volume knob only. My distortion is always on. So I have several notches on my on my volume knob. If you can see this, there's the 5, there's the 8, and then there's the 10. 5 is my rhythm sound, 8 is the dirty rhythm sound, and 10 is just all the way up. So let me show you what it sounds like the way I have my guitar. So this is my neck pickup. Clean, dirty. And all the way up. Sounds nice and stratty. Okay, my middle pickup, that is comparatively dead sounding. See, this is on 5. Compared to my neck pickup, this is dead sounding. Now I'm dirty. All the way up. It has its own kind of purpose. And then my bridge pickup on 5, on 8, on 10. So the middle pickup on full sounds the same as, well, has the same volume as the bridge on 8. Let me show you. This is bridge on 8. And this is middle on full. I do use it in some songs. I like when I don't want too much twang, too much kind of high-end twang, I use the middle pickup. So there you go. Just some tips. I just recommend using your ears. There's no exact science behind it. You just basically want to balance out the sounds between your pickups. In my case, I don't use the middle pickup as much, so I balanced it so that the volume is equal between the bridge and the neck, and that all the strings sound even. It doesn't like sound bass heavy or treble heavy. And if you experience either of those, simply take a screwdriver and raise it so that it's slanted whichever way is desirable. It's not exact science because it also depends on your action, how high the strings are, and what kind of strings you have, and what kind of pickups you have, because you have whole pieces. There's the vintage configuration where the G string just kind of pole piece is raised for in order to compensate for the wound G string that they used to have in the 50s and 60s. Nowadays, the pole piece is the same exact height as the B string and the E string. So you want to just basically use your ear, and depending on your rig, depending on your effects, to have an even sound. There you go. Thanks.